action. Okay, well, have fun pounding my fucking ginger ale here. Okay.
Ginger ale.
Okay, episode 4, right? Okay, podcast. Okay, we're good.
Oh, I don't really know. I was thinking we can change the name of this podcast, by the way, because it's like
we haven't really done much.
The original plan was and the original plan was to like involve, like do it part of it in the back of the K, which we can still keep that to do that separately. But
do you want to call it the Dorio podcast?
I think.
I'll be honest with you, that's what I have been called.
Do you want to call it the Trophies or Nothing podcast?
We got to come up with a name.
You might have to.
Cloud Chase podcast.
We don't need to.
Chase podcast.
We don't need to like rush it.
Yeah.
I'm saying you can just say the podcast.
Okay, I'll just
and then we can rebrand.
Yeah.
Because it's already on that channel anyways.
Yeah.
So there's no. I was just thinking about it the way over here. I'm like, we don't really do anything with the K. And
I know.
Now we're not bound to my garage
No.
either. You know, having the K in the background.
Okay, we're good to go?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here we go. What is going on, guys? It is the boys from Dorio Streetworks here with another podcast for you. Today we are joined by Blaine. Blaine is Canada's only 326 power rep, as well as the owner and creator of Righteous Garage, specializing in basically 3-piece wheels, authentic wheels, anything from Japan. You got a bent wheel, you want to get some wheels, he is your guy. So we're happy to have him on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, brother. Thanks, dude. We've been trying to do this podcast for a while.
Like 6 months.
Yeah, so
Not longer.
you have to excuse us on the channel that we haven't done much content, but basically throughout the winter it's been pretty tough. But
Between the weather and planning and with stuff coming up and hit and miss traveling, it's been a terrible winter for everybody.
Yeah,
It really has.
It's been
fast too, just crazy.
It's nice though.
Yeah.
Season's coming, man.
Yeah.
We're
Car season is upon us.
Yeah.
Done and done, winter's good by me.
wallets beware of everything, right? But so speaking of traveling and stuff like that, I just got back from Nashville.
Yep.
You just got back from Costa Rica? So it was?
Well, yeah, Costa Rica, then LA for a bit.
That's right, LA. You were in,
I just got back from Cuba.
and you seem to go everywhere.
I don't know what I've done the last 6 months. It's been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I did like the drive back from BC and everything with the car, and then we were also in Nashville, New Orleans. I just did Winnipeg like a month ago.
Sorry about that.
And then we did New York City, like Brooklyn, like 2 weeks after that. So I'm beat.
So you were in Nashville too?
Yeah. That was like October.
Okay, yeah.
So was that just for shows or was it for? Like,
No, that was just leisure, checking it out. So we were supposed to go to Florida, but Florida got kind of hit with the hurricanes and stuff. We don't want to kind of go down there and affect what those guys are having going on. So we kind of shifted gears and went more inland and did Nashville, New Orleans, down through like Mississippi and everything. So I've never done that drive, which was pretty crazy. So.
Did you, so like when I went down there, I went through like Detroit, like Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, we did the Vet Museum in, I think that's in Kentucky.
It's a Bowling Green.
So, yeah, Bowling Green.
Bowling Green, I drove right by it, right? I looked at it and like the amount of like sneakers and high socks at that place, I couldn't imagine. Where'd you stay in
all
Nashville?
the Corvettes.
We were like 5 minutes from like, is it Broadway? Broadway's
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. We were like 5 minutes from there, like a short Uber ride. So
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
Favorite bar?
Honestly, I didn't love the bars down there, man.
No?
I'm not a big hockey tonk guy, I guess, but
dude.
I mean, we went to a Predators game.
So did I.
That was
the only reason why I went.
Yeah, it's a cool arena.
You-
Actually,
yeah.
right there. I had
You
no
went to
idea
the
it was
same
like.
Predators game.
You
No,
weren't there at the same
I was
time.
last
It was
weekend,
a
right?
little
So
closer.
yeah, mine was literally last weekend. But like as we're talking about traveling and stuff like that, again, like most of us have kind of gone away. I was in Nashville, springtime roughly. It was like 22 degrees, starting to get sunny. I noticed when I was down there, like it was Donk City.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Cali leans everywhere, and like I couldn't, like, it's not that I couldn't get over because I've seen some of that stuff, but it was like, to me it was like so of like southern style. Like I saw an Escalade, basically Cali lean with the underglow in the wheels, cranking whatever music they had.
We got an Uber and a squat truck.
No,
And it pulled up, and I was like, oh, it's a Silverado. And I'm looking around, I'm like, how's a Silverado here? And this thing pulls up, and like, yeah, the LED valve stems and everything. And I was just like, oh shit, that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's what's picking us up. Get in there.
That's quite the Uber.
Guy's got a cowboy hat on, and I was just like, yep. This is Nashville, very much.
yeah,
So,
it is a
yeah,
it is a
good
good
experience.
it is a good city. But how was like LA? Like, did you notice anything car related there, or like?
Honestly, so like my brother's been there 13 years or so. He splits time between there and Toronto, and I've only been a couple times, and something about it clicked this time.
Yeah.
Like we chose the wrong place to
Hell yeah.
live.
Yeah. Now they're getting rid of e-test too.
Oh well, yeah. Well,
So that's,
okay, barring any sort of California rules regarding vehicles, that's one thing. But the ability to be able to drive your cars all year,
Oh, yeah.
there's everywhere is like you'll see anywhere from like 50s, 60s lowriders, all the way to like there was what was it, like Land Cruisers like crazy, because you could just basically you drive them everywhere.
And they don't rot out.
They don't. All these cars look brand new. They look mint, and it's just everyday normal cruising. You're driving around. I saw my first time seeing Pajero Evo on the road, which
Made you want to buy one?
You don't see that.
you don't see them very often.
Especially out here.
And just cruising down right by the Venice Pier. I'm like, this is I get it now.
Yeah.
Because we really here we get maybe 5 months of like
5 good ones.
you know
Yeah.
2 kind of
We
okay
get
ones.
winter and we get construction. That's all we get.
Yeah.
I wonder if like those places like as we're coming in, so we're filming this right now, it's like March 29th or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
starting to get into spring, but like I wonder if they get like those preseason, like not jitters, but that like we know car season's coming.
Like the itch.
Yeah, like I wonder if they have
Honestly,
that down there.
I think it runs all year, man. Like when I was there this last time, it was 18 to 20 Celsius the whole way through. My bro's like, yeah, maybe the lowest you'll get is like 10 at night, but it's car season all year
Car
long,
season,
man.
all season.
It's great.
What about Puerto Rico? Like was there pretty
Costa Rica?
Costa Rica, sorry. my
There,
bad.
it's cool because you see a lot of what you would think are JDM cars. Like I saw a lot of newer Jimneys and all that sort of thing, but they're all left-hand drive. So again, tons of Land Cruisers, a lot of the old like FJ40s, 70 series, 60 series. You see them like that's just like normal out there. So that was one thing I was like,
Yeah.
immediately get on Marketplace like I do pretty much every foreign place that I go.
You gotta check the
And
locals.
I'm like, man, there's some heat on here. For
Marketplace is like crack for car guys.
Oh, it's so
Dude,
good.
I'm not gonna lie. Before I went to Nashville, I basically like everywhere I knew I'd be stopping, I just checked Marketplace with like the little circle. So like,
See if there's anything good.
basically, yeah, I was looking at. Actually, I looked at some wheels. I was looking at some parts. Like, you're always looking for stuff, right?
Save for later.
Yeah.
Like that and like, oh.
Did you guys see anything on your trip or?
So we went to Cuba. A few of like the old 50s, 60s, like typical cars. But there's a lot of Russian stuff. Go figure.
Ladas.
Like,
Lots of
like a
Ladas.
Skoda?
Skoda's Ladas.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like the beat up old Lada sedans that you'd see in like the drift videos. They'd have those there and they'd be using them as taxi cabs.
Yeah.
They had a couple of like old 50s, 60s car tours that'll take you around the island to different sites.
Yeah.
But where we went, the island's very small and strictly only for resorts.
Right.
So,
That's sick, man.
but I mean, it was like Vincent said, it's car season all season till hurricane season.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the hottest day when we were there was like 32, 33 degrees. And it was hot.
See, that's almost too hot.
Yeah.
That's not convertible weather anymore. That's like
No.
AC weather. So
That's like
pushing it.
tomato weather after, you know.
Honestly, it's all the humidity though. Like especially like LA, you're basically in the desert. Like even though
Yeah.
you're right on the water where I was.
Yeah, they get
but
pretty low.
it's dry. It's dry. Like it doesn't feel
It's like Vegas.
muggy at all.
Yeah, very, very similar to
I can't
Vegas,
say
right?
it.
But
Yeah, but Vegas heat is not to be fucked with. Like,
have you been
that's-
to Vegas? Or?
Yeah. And it's like, do not go in August.
Yeah.
It's messed up hot. Like if you go to the pool, you have to wear shoes. Like you cannot walk on the concrete asphalt or
Yeah,
anything.
so
it's just
could
like
you,
There's just no
cracking up
clouds,
on the
it's
street?
burning your fingerprints off. It's crazy.
Dude, when I went to Vegas, like basically like the lines in the center and all that stuff are all gone. It's just melted rubber, right? But with Vegas and stuff like that, or like I guess as we're on the topic of traveling and stuff, like what's been like has most been like car related stuff? Like I know you did the tour to BC, which we'll get into, but you've done some tours to Japan a couple times.
Yeah.
What's been like maybe your best place you went to, your favorite or top 3, or?
Japan always just comes back, obviously, for
Yeah.
everything I'm into, right? Of course. So I mean, I think I've been 6 times now.
Okay.
And like, yeah, every time you leave, you're just like, how can I figure out how to get back here within the next couple months,
Yeah.
right? So
Figure out how to make some
I
money.
gotta find some way to make money off this. It's just too good.
We talked about like when I first met you. Again, for the people watching, like Blaine's basically done work on my wheels. So he did my Riversides. He did your
He
Impulse.
rebuilt the impulse for the K truck.
Yeah. Has he done your wheels yet or no?
No.
Oh.
I would like him to do some wheels.
Oh, he's
No,
done. So
no,
Cody,
no, no,
yeah,
Cody,
Cody's
yeah.
behind the camera there,
He
but
may have to do some of Steph's wheels when she gets them.
yeah, it's at some point. But we were talking to Japan about you basically being there and like just the different culture. We talked about trying to get to racetracks in that area.
Yeah.
You said it was pretty extensive trying to get to a track.
I mean, none of the tracks are close, right? I mean, similar to Ontario, right? You're always going to be driving a little bit to get to any of the tracks.
Yeah.
So, we're going end of April with the 09 guys, and we're going to be doing a lot more racetracks that time. So
Okay.
that's a little bit more dedicated for it. So thank you, everybody. So yeah, we're working on that a little bit more. But yeah, I try and do as much car stuff when we are there, but I also just I'll travel either way. So
Yeah.
if we're not doing car stuff, it's cool. We do a little bit, mix it in. We always kind of luck out that wherever we are, stuff just kind of falls in my lap. Like the first time we were there, the day we were leaving, I found out that D1 was on. Like
That's
borderline
pretty
on
sick.
the way to the airport.
Yeah.
So I stopped in for that and we flew in like in the evening, right? So did like 3-4 hours there, and I was just like, that was complete chance that I saw a poster at a 7-Eleven. It was like, shit, D1's on this weekend. Like, okay.
Oh my
So I
God.
stopped in there, and
It's
I
like,
was
I'm
like,
extending
and that's
my
just
stay.
happened every time. So
What's it
it's
like
straight love.
going to like, so like we have the Up Garage flag behind us. What else is there? Autobox, I think there is.
Super Autobox.
Yeah, like you got all these stores and like that. Like we see people all the time. Like I know some of us are planning to go to Japan in the future. Some of the viewers have
Hoping,
probably been there too.
please.
But what's it like going into like those like supermarkets of car parts where you're just like everything that we want here that we gotta pay a premium to get over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have guys that
double
bring
if
them in
not
obviously.
Yeah, they just have it on the shelf.
Yeah,
like, ready
you
to
walk
go.
in, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's exactly what I've been trying to find for
You're looking for this,
7
but like,
years.
yeah, it's on the shelf, ready to go, and,
Yeah.
and it's packaging and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the first time you go to an Up Garage is like, it's pretty overloading. Like you don't know what to look at. Like everything is just.
Is it like stuff on stuff on stuff?
Oh yeah, and it's like there's no like, there's departments, but like it's just kind of chaos, which is like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys ever heard of Don Quixote, like Don Quixote is like a.
Yep.
I don't even know what to call it, like a general superstore, right? But it's like narrow hallways, like
It's
someone's
like-
coming, it's like, oh, let me reverse down this hallway for you so you can. Up Garage is like a widened version of that, but all car parts, right? Same with Autobox. Like Autobox is
So
very similar
basically,
to that world,
it's heaven for if your wallet is endless.
yeah,
Or is
but I mean
deep.
everything's kind
Price
of
is
cheap.
reasonable,
Yeah, you just got to find a way to get it home, right?
That's the fun
Attach it
part.
to your baggage or figure out the shipping. So
I mean, you can get it home.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Possible.
the
Guys,
best
the
way to do it
supply
though
code.
is the I want to get into the containers, man. I want
Containers
to
are
just fly
big.
out there and just fill a container,
Yeah.
bring it back. Man. But
Containers are big.
pack her in.
Yeah.
As far as you know, I mean, a lot of people will talk about the scene and stuff like that. The scene out there is pretty cool. Like we have our buddy Steve, right? I think it's Steve, right? So
Steve,
shout out
yep.
to Steve. Like he's in Japan right now. He's been kind of posting stuff on his storyboard about, you know, what I mean, some dude. He saw like, wasn't it a Hummer he saw? There was
Yep.
something he saw like
wild to
he saw a
drive the
Hummer, he
city.
saw a Suburban the other day.
You saw Durango?
Yeah, and then like Harleys and stuff like that. But like, what's it like? What's that famous place again?
Daikoku?
Yes. So have like, you been there? And stuff?
I've been to Daikoku actually. We're going this year, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, the car stuff is there. It's just you're looking for it. If you want to see a lot of car stuff, get out of Tokyo. Go to Osaka. Go to Kobe. Go to like.
Really?
Kyoto has a huge car scene, but like Tokyo is just like kind of just too urban, too metro. So. Yeah, get out of Tokyo a little bit more, and you'll see a lot more car stuff.
Okay.
I mean, Tokyo has like a great scene and everything, but yeah, there's more to see. So yeah,
I saw
don't go.
something
to Tokyo.
recently. The Japanese government is trying to get people to do exactly that kind of. visit
Yeah, like
outside
don't just
Tokyo.
come to Tokyo. Go and see the rest of the country. The rest of the
Apparently,
country is amazing.
all inland flights are free.
Yeah,
So if you book
yeah.
when you fly, like if you book your trip now, you can book any flight within Japan, like to stop
Yeah,
over.
you just pay like tax or whatever.
Yeah,
So.
and they'll let you just so they can get because I guess it's getting whatever it is. Like we've always been into Japan and Japanese
Yeah,
stuff,
of
but it
course.
seems like in the last
Well,
5
even, like,
years or
non-car
so,
people are down now,
It's
right?
become
So-
this like thing. Everybody's kind of
Everyone wants
everybody
to be
wants to go,
JDM,
man.
and everyone we see it now. Like there's, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna name names, but there's a lot of people that we follow and follow us that I've seen them sell their cars. They're Euros, they're American, and they bought all basically pre-2000s JDM. Go figure, right?
the golden era, man.
Basically, right? But so like when you were in Japan too, like were you able to drive anything around there that you liked, or
Yeah, we've rented cars a couple times.
yeah?
We've had the first time we were out there. Me and my brother were out there in like 2018. We did GTRs for the day.
Oh, not a big deal.
It's just for the day.
We had an
It's for fun.
R34.
Oh,
Yeah.
R34.
So I drove the R34. My brother had an R35, which the R35 is not the move for small Japanese roads.
Okay.
They built that car with North America in mind.
That
for sure.
35
So,
is a fatty for
It's
Japanese roads.
humongous. So like as soon as we left like the rental lot,
Yeah.
it was in like this little neighborhood, which was weird. We had to cross this like one GTR width bridge, and he was ahead of me, and I was just like, oh man, that does not look very good.
Just looking for
And
the
he's just
sparks.
going real slow. He's like, then like after we went up, I was like, damn, that was like a really small bridge. He's like, I didn't think I was getting that. And I was like, yeah, that was narrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we had a spec car when we were out in Hiroshima in early 2020, right before COVID.
Sure.
Which is really cool. And, like doing like Hiroshima roads and spec car as well.
Yeah.
very cool. So
Gee, make me jealous. I'm not gonna lie, man.
gotta book
And again,
that
we can talk about
We
the
have
itch and
to.
stuff like that. But okay, so like as we kind of move like back over, I guess the pond type of thing, we get back into the States and stuff like that. You mentioned so you went to BC. You bought the S15. What is it? Varietta.
yep.
Super
So
vertical?
I bought the S15 in like I think it was like winter 23. Is that what that works out to? I bought it like right around Christmas. It spent a little bit more time in Japan. Went up to a shop called Powerside in Matsumoto.
Okay.
They did a manual swap there for me, which is 1,000% cheaper than doing anything here.
Really?
With a brand new SR5 speed and like did all that. And then they shipped it back out, and it landed into BC in I think it was July. And then Josh, supermodel, painted the rest of the aero. So I had 3.6 power aero installed in Japan on the car because you can't ship aero in cars anymore. And there's nowhere to put anything in a Variant anyways.
Okay.
So all the aero was bolted to it, and then it was shipped out that way. It got to Josh after Mike from 420 Trading brought it in and cleared port and everything. So once Josh, he painted all the aero, adjusted the wing how I kind of wanted to sit. And then I flew out, met up with those guys, stayed with Kevin from Serial 9 and Alex from Rear Spec Wheels, and then did a bunch of maintenance on the car before it left to make sure it can make it 5,000K home. And then kind of started the drive, which I didn't think was going to make it. Like we got out there, it didn't start. Like, it was having like bogging issues. Like I was driving back from like Serial 9 to Surrey at Alex's, and like I went up the one hill and it was just like dying. And I was like, oh, this is not a good sign for a car that's got to drive 5,000K in a week.
Yeah.
So that was a little alarming. And then once I got on the road, it was cool. Yeah. And then I basically just stayed with like different dudes I knew kind of along the way, mostly Serial 9 affiliates and that kind of thing. So yeah, that was a wild trip. I would love to do it again, but it's a tough one.
I've always thought about that, like even if we did it as a crew or whatever.
I love it.
I thought of like because like even for the channel, like how cool would it be to film that and like document it as you go.
I do wish I had taken somebody with me to kind of just document it and stuff.
Yeah.
Having a second driver would have made it great, but
I
it
mean,
was
we could possibly do a Dorioku Tail of the Dragon trip.
I think
that's
that
true.
has to happen.
You've done Tail of the Dragon, right?
No, I haven't.
Really?
So
Jeez,
yeah.
of all the stuff, out of all the places you've ever been,
Yeah.
eh?
Is it Tail Dragon's in Tennessee?
It's in
right?
Tennessee, yeah.
So I've been down that area. I just haven't done Tail of the Dragon in anything like.
What have you
cool or
done?
modified.
Is Tail of the Dragon? Is that where Gattenberg is?
Very close, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've done
I've
Gattenberg?
not done yet.
Holy
No.
jeez,
We used
okay.
to do Ocean City for H2O.
Wow.
So we did that for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And then that just got out of hand, right?
Yeah.
So but I haven't been down to GAT because it's really close proximity to Final Bout. Final Bout's Labor Day,
Yep.
and I think GAT is the first weekend of October. So it's super close proximity to that. And it's just like that's a lot of traveling. There's a lot of maintenance on the cars to get back out to each one, right?
For the people that don't know Final Belt, like just kind of explain because it's a drifting event, correct?
Yeah,
That's usually how
it started
works.
as like an absolute like just drifting event, not really even like spectators at it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it's not clapped out E46s and E90s and like it's like it's a drifting show car on an unbelievably cool track.
Yeah.
So it's at US Air in Wisconsin. The track
Okay.
has like really cool elevation. It's unbelievable. It's a really cool track.
Yeah.
So anybody who's ever heard of it probably wants to go. If you haven't, you'll see a video and you'll want to go. So
Matt and Devo went to Final Bout, I think last year or the year before.
Oh, okay. With the chaser? Like,
Yeah.
Like right hand drive,
Yeah.
Matt?
I know, man. Yep.
Dude, I've seen the videos and like I've seen the blid out there like ripping around. Like I've seen, like you said, like basically what you would say kind of I assume is more your style is like big body, flared, big wheels, basically 326 power all the way around the car, right?
Hiroyuki invented that style, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's slammed and it slides, like
So-
I'm into it.
So slam, slide, and you send it.
Yeah. It's
And
crazy.
it doesn't look like shit.
Yeah.
It has to look fantastic. So,
It's crazy how we sit here, like how all our styles, like are different, but we combine to be one. You know what I mean? Like we're in the same sort of boat of what we care about and
Yeah,
have
no,
passion for.
no one here would not be into seeing like a well set up street car
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Hell
sliding
yeah.
around. And
Yeah.
it's the part of the reason why I want to get an Aristo because I'm tired of seeing how sick they look as a daily. Like I got the Altezza, it's nice, but I need a big body in my life.
Yeah.
You know, there is an Aristo I could think of that someone might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Is there anyone know an
I don't-
Aristo for sale at all?
Oh, do you know an Aristo? Someone might have?
I
actually,
want one that runs, so that'll.
I've always kind of leaned towards like the Laurel. Like I've always kind of like.
I've always been a Nissan guy, right?
Yeah.
So, I own some Toyotas now, but like the Laurel is a better move in my eyes.
Yep. But when I first met you, you had the two Infinities I think inside. You had the green car and the burgundy one, which the burgundy one's been passed around quite a bit, I think, since you've owned it. But
No, I still own that car.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I had two of those cars at one time.
Oh, okay.
The one that I sold had a bunch of owners since. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the red one is actually the second Y33 I ever bought, and that one I've had for, I think I bought it in like 2011.
Okay.
So like shortly after I bought the green one, well, the green Q45, not the green G35.
Yeah.
And yeah, the red one's the one with the manual swap and everything in it, so it's got a CD in it, and it's kind of a rowdy car now, just because it's like, I mean, anything with a CD swap, it shouldn't be in there. It gets a little vicious, but yeah, no, I still got that thing. I still got the green Q45 as well. So
What got you, why big body? Why?
Yeah, why
they
not
were
like
just
the
cool,
small, like
man.
let's
Yeah,
say an 8.6 or like something small like that. Something could
So
hook around.
I grew
Basically
up
what
my
Vince
parents-
has, like.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
tiny,
curious.
tiny. So I mean, I've never been a coupe guy really. I own some coupes now, but yeah, like I grew up like basically my parents drove Lincoln Continentals. My mom grew up in a funeral
That-
home,
Yeah.
so like they had like Cadillac DeVilles as like the funeral coach and like stuff like that, right? So I kind of grew up liking humongous cars, and then like doing your drive test in a Lincoln is like, all right, you know how to
Doing
park
your
the
drive
yacht.
test in Lincoln's pretty
So
cool.
you kind of
You get
progress.
your boat license and
You
your
get your
driver's
boat
license.
license and your G2 at the same time.
You get it all at once, eh?
Yeah, so it kind of spawned from there, and then yeah, I ended up in the Q45s after the G35, just because everybody has done an LS400. The LS400 is like the most commonly
Yeah, it
modified
seems like
hit
it.
style car, whatever style you want to put it.
Yeah.
And nobody had the Q45s at the time, and now I think I've owned like 11 of them total, like over the years, like. But
We
the
thought we
green
were
one and the
bad.
red one are like the
Yeah.
OGs, right? They're the first two that I bought, and I've never gotten rid of them.
I love
So-
the dual rims on it. Like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
first I'm like, because again, like the viewers that watch, like when basically with the Max Stack Motorsport stuff, I do the top 10. I had the Q45
Yeah, it
in
was
there.
like freshly painted that year.
And
so.
you sent me pictures, and I'm like, I was like, oh, nice. I'm like, he's got two sets of wheels, but I didn't know it was the same car at the same
Yeah,
time.
I'm changing up the wheels, but no, it's just left and right.
Yeah,
So,
like it was
yeah.
a pretty cool setup and stuff like that, right? But
But it's cool to have like your choice of wheels, like you have choice of clothes every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I feel like this one. for
It
what
essentially
it's
gives you like two totally different cars
Yeah.
from depending on, and you never
Yeah.
see both sets of wheels at the same time. So
It's
Are
just not
they-
to say that. It's unlike doing the mismatch like front to rear, that you get two different cars at the
Yeah.
same time,
Yeah,
depending
yeah.
on which side you see.
that's like my style. But with the left and right, like are they both the same specs roughly?
yeah, bang on specs.
Just
What-
different.
What
just-
about weight wise?
So the car doesn't notice enough. I mean, that
Yeah.
car has 10 degrees of camber, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of a silly car anyways. But like, it doesn't notice it. But I've had it on
Yeah.
like less intense cars. Even that green Q45 when it was gray years and years ago. So I think it was like around 2012. I did my first split set. I had a set of Wedge Bezrayas on one side and Serp ones on the other side. And like those are significantly different weight wheels. And it didn't care.
care.
It was just like, yep, wheels are on the car. I'm cruising. So yeah, no, it was easy.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Tell me how. So you're the 326 power rep for Canada.
Yep.
Tell me how that all came about, because again, some people here might know it, some people might not, but they have more of like a 326 power has like more of like a flair, I find, when it comes to the body kits and stuff like that.
Definitely a spicy brand.
Yeah, and like I've always loved the colors. Like they got like you get a set of coilovers, they're like pink, purple, green,
Yeah,
like
so
it's
I'm
everything.
curious about it. Why did 326 Power go with like the bright color, just to stand out from everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, Hiraguchi's like mindset has always been like that he's crazy, right? Like he's always like off the wall kind of thing, right? I mean, you go back and see photos of him drifting the FC in the early 2000s and stuff. And he's got like crazy photos of him like doing handstands in front of the car, and like he's always been that kind of like
Okay.
crazy guy, right? I mean, the whole the racing team Tochikuru is like it's like we literally means we are crazy, and it's like yeah, these are crazy drift cars. These cars should not be able to drive, right? So that's always been that mindset. So like make them as like noisy as possible and make them as like crazy and vibrant as possible, right? So
I've
So,
always
yeah.
liked it. It's something that it wasn't really on my radar until maybe the last few years. But every time I see like certain parts of just a certain like distinct
Yeah.
style to what you can tell that's a 326 power.
Yeah.
wheel.
yeah,
You know-
and once you can like figure out how that style works, so you start to see it in other things. You're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
see where they're going with this.
It has like that, like it's a weird combination of like that drag style wing, like you know when you basically put a table at the back of a car type style.
Yeah.
But again, with
But like
more.
slightly GT'd at the same time
Yeah.
because it's on stands.
Yeah,
so,
I
yeah.
like it, man. Like I really, I dig the vibe, and I think maybe the older I get, and the more I get more cultured when it comes to this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I start to have more appreciation and stuff for it. But
Even the subtle things, like the way they, like the logos are in sports, like embossed or italics.
Yeah.
Like sunk
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's that little touch that, you know, most brands wouldn't know. Like you, no matter what color you paint it, there's no sticker you got to remove. Like you know that's a 326 Power Line.
yeah,
Yeah.
so sick, right? But yeah. So again, you're the rep for the company in Canada.
Yep.
So basically, like anything 326 power. But like, how did that come about? Like,
Honestly, happened really weird. So I'd been running 326 parts for a long, long time. Like I think 2015, I got my first set of 326 power wheels. Shortly after that, I got some coilovers and stuff for the G at the time. And like, obviously, after you have that quality of coilover and everything, you don't ever want to go back.
Really?
So you just, it kind of spiraled. And all the cars ended up on 326 power coilovers. And then we'd been following the brand for a long, long time. And in 2020, when we were there, I kind of pried at Marcus, who runs 326 Power Germany, who speaks perfect English, Japanese. The guy's awesome. I kind of asked him, like, hey, we're going south. Like, is it possible that we can go to the shop? And he's like, yeah, well, it's not really one of those shops. Like, you kind of have to have, like, a guide, so to speak, right? Like, not really anybody at 326 Power speaks much English.
Yeah.
They speak a little bit, but not a ton. So he's like, well, let me see what I can do. And me and Aaron, my girlfriend, got engaged when we were in Japan.
okay.
So
that's
he
pretty
was
cool.
kind of like
a little different.
high-fiving me for that, and he was like, oh man, like I'm gonna see what I can do. So he ends up messaging me like the day before we go to Hiroshima, and he's like, hey, if you can get to this train station for like 9 a.m., we'll make it work. And I was like, okay, cool. So went to the train station, got off the train, and we're just like, okay, like, I don't know if he's coming, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And then a dude walks up in a 326 jacket, and he kind of like, I mean, Hiroshima's pretty far removed, right? So me and Aaron stick out decently there, right?
Yeah.
So this guy walks up, immediately looks at me, he's like, yep, that's the guy who's picking up. So he's like, hey, come on. And
That's amazing.
we follow him down, and he takes us out to like the 326 Power High Ace. So he opens the door for us and everything, we jump in the back of the High Ace, and off we go. So I don't know anything, I could be getting kidnapped right now, but trust me.
They
You're
say
in
go.
Hawaii, so it's cool.
Yeah, so I'm in. So we get to the shop, we hang out for a little bit there, we're kind of trying to do some Google Translate and all that, which is always difficult. And Hiraguchi ends up coming out, we chat for a little bit, he shows us like the actual shop, which is like unbelievably clean shop. Like eat off the floors,
Really?
like perfect shop. Everything's in the ground, like in-ground hoist, everything.
Oh, wow.
And
That's nice.
I mean, his S15 was there, the LC was there, like just mind-blowing for someone who's obviously been a fan of the brand and everything, to see all that, right? And as we're kind of chatting there and everything, Hiraguchi just hands me his phone. Like I thought he was making me translate something.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, talk. I was like, oh, okay. So I talked on the phone, and it's Jun Kurihara, who runs 326 Power USA.
Oh my
he's out in
gosh.
Seattle. And he's like, hey, dude, like, Hiraguchi really likes what you're doing with cars. He kind of knows what you've been doing for the last little bit, and he'd like to extend 326 Power Canada to you. And I was just like, oh,
That's an honor.
Dude.
all right. So like, I'm trying not to like jump up and down.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be unbelievable. Like that'd be really cool. And he's like, okay, cool. Well, like, congrats on the engagement. Have a great rest of your trip, and I'll shoot you an email when you're home.
Oh my
And I was
gosh,
just
man.
like, oh, okay. So then I like hang up the phone, hand it back to Hiraguchi, and he just kind of like looks at me like, what'd you say? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, cool. Let's go eat. So
That's
we all
amazing,
pile into the
man.
High Ace, and the High Ace just has like 2 front cactus chairs and then like a single bench. And then Hiraguchi and another rep for 326 jump in the back of the High Ace, like just rolling around. Then we go to this amazing ramen shop, hang out for the day, and yeah, it was just an unbelievably cool experience. And that's how the brand made it to Canada, so to speak.
Good
So-
for you,
so
man.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like fairy tale, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't believe it. Like
Serendipitous, man.
and then the next day we had the S15 to drive around for the whole day.
Oh,
and like Aaron and I were just like, damn, that was crazy.
Yeah,
How
what
did
are
that
we
happen?
doing here,
Like,
man? Like,
Yeah.
So cool.
So yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, really cool.
nice.
So
And
it's,
you're on similar terms, I guess, with 09?
yeah.
basically?
So I mean, I don't know how long that's actually been going on. I guess like 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
I got in touch with them, and like they didn't really have anybody out here like directly selling their parts. So I got in touch with Gerard originally, and yeah, I said like, hey, you want to kind of like push these parts out here? I'm like happy to do a buy-in, get some parts rolling and everything. And he was like, yeah, here's a list of stuff you should probably keep in stock, and bought a bunch of stuff. And that kind of became the relationship there, which is much easier because we all speak English.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it's been cool. And then
then-
yeah, obviously buying the Blit. The Blit needed lots of parts, so pretty much like decked it out with everything Serial 9, and everything Serial 9 didn't make for it is 365.
Yeah.
So
The Blit is pretty, like, again, for
Love
the
that
people
car.
that,
Yeah,
that do
it's
follow
awesome.
the channel, they follow, like, the Dory account. So
Mm-hmm.
the Burgundy Blit, winner of Best GDM
Yes.
at
Last year.
DXN last year,
Yep.
was pretty cool. We know you're going to be back there this year.
Yep.
We have, basically, I know the setup that you got, and we're all squared up for that
Hoping
stuff. So.
hoping that trophy is in a prominent space in the shop.
It's actually at home, like right on the left of
Wow.
my desk. That was the coolest trophy
shop.
I've ever
Pretty good.
received. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone started doing the acrylic trophies, like back when you're doing the fitted days and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then like that was like, holy shit, man, this is like.
I put a lot of work into
yeah,
it.
you put some time in
Dude,
there.
that thing weighed
so-
like you put it on the
probably-
scale back here.
probably
Like
15
it was
to 20
nuts,
pound
man.
trophy.
But
Yeah, that was really cool.
okay, like so basically we'll kind of move into our kind of like final section here, which is basically what you're most known for in the area, the wheels. So you open Righteous Garage, you focus in basically on 3-piece wheels, 2-piece wheels, basically anything authentic.
Pretty much wheels in general and suspension has been my forte for, I don't know, since 2008.
Yeah.
So we're 17 years, 16 years. So yeah, that's kind of been the focus of the shop from day one.
What's been like? You showed me a video of earlier of like a wheel that was completely wonked out. It was a LMGT4, so
Yeah.
not a cheap wheel by any means. But what's
That's going to be a tough one.
yeah, I was gonna say. So what's like the challenges? Because like I don't know how Vincent's impulse were pretty clean. At
They
the
were
time.
all right.
Yeah.
They were just tiny.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are always pretty straightforward builds.
Yeah.
The hardest part is, I mean, you know what you're talking about when it comes to wheels. The hardest part is always like trying to like get the information out of somebody the right information out of them,
Yeah.
and it's hard because like there's not like terminology is very weird in wheels and suspension as well. So it's hard to like kind of pry at somebody to get the right information out of them, and then there's a lot of like things get mistaken, and that's tough, right? I mean, in any industry of like where there's somebody who knows something about it, and there's somebody who is into it
Yeah.
but doesn't really know like all of the terminology and how to
Ba-
make it work.
Basically, like when I went
So-
to him, I was like, "Hey, I want these," like you know what I mean, or that type of style. But obviously, we have like you get the Blitz, the Blitz 03s, I think, right, are the most famous ones. Well, technically, right now, the T37s. Do you have a favorite wheel in general, or?
I was always a big Weds fan. The Badgers and the LXZs
Shout out.
have always been my go-to.
Yeah.
But in recent years, because of the 326 power sub, the Yabaking Spoke being like the 5-spoke that I have on, I've got a set on the G. There's a set on the S15 right now. Those have kind of taken the cake for it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it changes. Like
Yeah.
it changes as the styling on the cars change, and like depending on what you're doing to the car, certain wheels suit different things. So
It's kind of. I was.
Okay.
You're fired.
We'll take the Aristo. Okay, so you know what, I'm just gonna be
Just
real.
go-
With it. I'm just gonna be real with it.
Yeah.
It's the way we do it. Okay, so we're coming back in here with the podcast with Righteous Garage and Blaine. Just had a small technical difficulty, but basically, yeah, we're talking about wheels. We're talking about your favorite wheel and your favorite style and stuff like that. Just remind us quickly on that what it was.
Yeah. Okay. So previously it's all been wet crancy wheels, LXEs, Badgers, stuff like that. In more recent years, it's kind of shifted to a lot of 326 power wheels, which are obviously built by Work. Work is hands down the wheel company. Like, there's nobody who makes a nicer wheel than those guys. And yeah, they're the 5-spoke Yabaking, which is just called the Yabaking Spoke. Has kind of taken the cake for that recently.
Nice.
But as I was saying there, I recently picked up a set of like kind of the classic wheels being Rezax 2s, which are again another Work wheel, mesh wheel, kind of like Frontier to the Work VSXX. And I'm going to build those. I don't know what I'll put them on, but they'll end up on something cool. So
You're also doing a custom, S13 stock wheels that you converted to 3-piece.
I love it.
Yeah, the tier are they like what's
are,
that?
are those the pizza cutters?
So
Pizza
no,
cutters
these are the teardrops.
Teardrops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I think the pizza cutters are I think it's a Z31 wheel. Is that what that was?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I basically call
Yeah,
those anything
yeah.
from that era, like even my stock FC wheels, I just call them dinner plates because they're basically just a big.
Yeah, they're so full face and everything. Right?
Yeah,
so
basically.
yeah, we've taken that OEM wheel, like a 15-inch S13 teardrop wheel, chopped it apart, machined flanges onto it to accept a lip barrel, and it's dropped into an 18-inch step lip. I'd originally built those for the S13 when I had it, so it stayed 4 lug.
That's awesome.
And then I got rid of that S13,
Yeah.
and the S15 kind of came into the picture. So then I redrilled those to 50114,
Yeah.
which we don't really condone a lot of redrilling. I'm not a big fan of it. But for those, they have a big flat back pad on them, so they were an easy redrill. So got those going, and now they're going to go on the S15 in that, like, they're going like 9.5, 10 kind of spec.
What's the challenges with that? And like as we're kind of on that topic, we see companies throughout the U.S., throughout Canada that advertise three-piece conversions. Some people have talked about certain companies that don't really do it properly. So what's
Kinda
your
just said them, but yeah.
what's that? I guess I kind
so
of
many
did.
words?
I kind of
Roughly
did. I
three of
guess.
those words?
My bad. But you know what I'm saying? Like like for me too. Like we all like three-piece wheels and stuff like that. But when it comes to doing that type of stuff, like the patience, like, and you got to be like spot on. Like you can't have a
Patience,
tolerance off
precision,
here and there. Like how.
materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's a little bit of a learning curve. There's certain wheels that we've seen now that are just like you can see them from 10 feet away. And we can convert that wheel. Like I know that style of wheel is doable, and a lot of that came from some learning from Lee, who's a Chamorro boy, which is the guy who like basically frontiered that whole world. He's out in San Diego, and he's an old friend of mine from. We've owned Y33s together for. I think I first talked to him in like 2011, well before he was doing that stuff, and he was out on his own, right? And yeah, he's kind of shared some tips, and like every set you do, you learn a little bit more about how to do it. For instance, we did, Ken with the Century.
Yes.
So we did his.
I love
We
those
did a set
sets.
of GV60 Century wheels, which are the like 2013 and up Toyota Century, which come with stock 18s. So we did those converted to a reverse 20 for his GV50 Century, and that one was tough. That was a really difficult wheel to figure out how to do it. It's got like beveled edges. It doesn't look like one of those wheels you know right away you can three-piece convert. So that took some learning, but we figured it out. They got on the car and they look unbelievably cool.
One of my favorite Centuries in the
Honestly,
area. Dude.
it's just because it's an OEM wheel, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's like that's the wheel that should be on this car.
Yeah.
Just better.
Would you do OEM like an OEM three-piece conversion on the 8.6?
Oh yeah,
Like if you could do that?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Like my Dories right now are a two-piece, I believe.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind chopping up my banana wheels and doing a three-piece.
That would look sick.
What size do you run on this? Is it 16s?
15s.
15s. So the hardest part about that is like everyone thinks that you'll just take like a 17-inch wheel and you're going to make it a 17-inch three-piece wheel. It typically doesn't work that way. You are jumping up a decent amount in size. So if you wanted to keep it 15, we'd have to start with a 12.
Oh, wow.
Because as you know,
So
when you
like
measure a
vintage
wheel,
Sleeka?
like if you measure a 17-inch wheel edge to edge, it's more like 18 and a half inches, right? So like the edge to edge measurement is quite large. And typically when we chop those apart, we are using the full amount of that face. So the face is significantly larger than what's already there for the bead seat. So that's why the teardrops being 15s, they jump up to an absolute minimum of 17 with a reverse lip being flat lip, or an 18-inch step. So it's kind of tough with that. So if you can find little wheels that aren't already stepped or anything like that, we can do that. But it does narrow your options down.
He's thinking
You
now.
don't want to be bigger than a 15.
Yeah, 16s are like pushing it on there and like.
I mean, I'd be like donk style if I was 16s.
You would be.
Yeah,
You would be. You
So-
look like that Sentra I saw in Nashville
God,
with
that's right.
speakers built into the front fender on like 22s. I was like, oh my god. But he had the paint job from the R34 from Too Fast Too Furious. So yeah, it was like gray with the blue stripes.
Blue
and
like half stripes.
Oh yeah, it was
The
so.
Jody High Roller chop.
Yeah.
So Centra money with R34 thoughts?
Basically, right? But what's your thoughts on, you know, what I mean, like rep wheels? Like I know, like we were talking earlier about the LMGT4s, right? They're a baller wheel. Like you got a lot of money on that on those wheels, right? And forgive us for our roads being pretty shitty in this area and GTA in general. What's your thoughts on guys running rep wheels? Like I run some rep wheels. I was talking to you earlier. Basically, I bought a set of SSR SP1s that I thought were legit, and when I was in a panic and I was like, oh yeah, here, take my money and go, I later inspect them and realized they're not, and I was pissed off. Not that they're a bad wheel, like still wheel.
Like somebody duped you, right? Which sucks.
Somewhat, yeah, but I also paid like $400 for them, which is pretty
Yeah.
cheap for an SSR SP1.
Yeah.
But
little red flag.
yeah, a little red flag, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you think, like, oh, I'm getting
Yeah.
you
But-
think you're running and duping him.
But that's why I'm
Came
not gonna
back
lie.
together.
I left. I was like smiling. I told guys like, "Yo, I bought SSRs, man."
So basically, it's the whole Spider-Man meme because you guys are pointing at each other.
Basically,
The Uno reverse.
But they're reps, and like it's not that they're a bad wheel. I could easily put decent tires on them. I could run them on the street, no problem. But I have like that weird feeling that they're not real, and like. We live with the Riversides. Like, did my Riversides. I love those wheels. Like I get compliments
They're
all the
beautiful
time.
on your FC. They're beautiful.
Oh, they look amazing, right? Like even with the impulse and stuff like that, and the doors. Like I love it. What's your thoughts when it comes to the real wheels versus rep wheels? Like, because people are different on their views on it, right? So
Yeah, I've never been a supporter of anything rep wheel or knock off anything.
Yeah.
Not because I think they're inferior quality or anything like that. I don't care about that. If it's what works for you and you only have the budget to do that and you still want to do it, give it. But the biggest situation we have, it comes back to even like with aero parts. You're taking a design that somebody came up with and somebody like mastered, and then they're selling it for this premium price, whether it's a T37 or whatever, right? It's their design, their style, and now when you buy a version of it, you're buying like the design that somebody else came up with, and you're just buying it for less. So you're just knocking off their ideology of making a nice wheel, right? So that like aero's the biggest thing with that. 326 power wings being a big thing, right? You can find them on AliExpress.
Yeah.
They're knockoffs. Okay, you want the style of it, but like, should you not have to pay some honors to Haraguchi for inventing the style that you so much like?
I like that.
So that's kind of it. I mean, when it comes to motorsports and stuff, if you need 20 wheels for your drift car and all you can manage is rotas or whatever it may be, then give it. Like, I mean, Rota's a huge supporter of motorsports, so I got nothing bad to say there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not for me. But if it's what works for you and you get to build race cars because you're running those wheels, then give it, man. You're happy.
It's funny you mentioned that because there's what's going on. I don't know if you saw right now with AI, with the Studio Ghibli stuff. Where now you can basically put any image and it'll give you that Studio Ghibli style. And the creators come out and said this is like this is against life.
Yeah,
Like he's crafted this look, and now all I can do is for free just upload a picture and steal it.
It's nuts, man.
It's tough, man. I get what you're saying with that because for me it's a matter of pride, right? Like everything I do with my cars, I do it for myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And I feel if you can't do it, I understand it. But if you're in a position where you can, I would just not feel the same driving around fronting. It's like renting a supercar and trying to pick up girls like you have that car. Like you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just
And I mean,
faking.
same thing comes back. If you're in the supercar and you're wearing a fake Rolex, like,
Yeah.
who are you impressing? Right? So I mean, why not just wear a G-Shock,
Yeah.
man? Be an adult. Like, you know?
Use your phone, man.
Yeah.
What's
But yeah, pick what you can afford. There's tons of brands out there that make unbelievably nice wheels that haven't stolen designs from somebody else.
Yeah.
So
what's the wheels that are being rebuilt now? Are they VSFs?
the SKF.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they were again becoming a collector wheel in some sense,
Yep.
and now is it a company that's making them that's repping them, or is it?
No, it's
No,
working. Yeah,
they're
it's
So
just
they are
re-
doing
they're
it,
just
right?
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
just making them
So
again.
yeah, I think the KF got discontinued originally in like 2011 maybe.
Okay.
And then like the demand for them just wasn't there for a little while.
Yeah.
And the kind of sales had dropped off. And that was because shit was getting weird. They were doing like concave wheels and everything had to be all concave. And now this like you say the golden era has kind of come back and everyone's like, oh, we need those like golden era wheels. Again, wheels made famous by people like Haraguchi. Like
Yeah.
then it was like KFs are the move, right? So they brought those wheels back and they've tweaked them a little bit. So you can visibly tell the difference of them just by looking at them.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think that's cool. And I mean, if you're making improvements to the design, then yeah, that's awesome.
I think the only people who are really mad at that are guys who just spent
I
4K
know.
on a set
Yeah,
right
yeah.
before they launch.
So-
But at the same time, that guy can still pull up to a car meet and know in his heart that those are real, those are the original
wheels, man.
ones,
Yeah.
and it is what it is. So I don't really have a big problem with that. I think honestly, I think more companies should start to do that because it gives you an opportunity now to, if you do have a drift car where you can buy these wheels at a lower price, but they're still authentic. The money's going to the people who
came up with it.
Came up with it.
Yep, 100%.
I don't see nobody's getting hurt except like unless the
Yeah.
guy who's hoarding 40 sets of OG ones in a storage locker, you know. Other than that, you know, it is what it is.
So would that be like Work's own heritage program, is repopping stuff?
Exactly.
Kinda, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing with like the Nissan's been doing it with a lot of the R32, R33 parts, bringing it back. No, I'm not going to feel
Mizuno
any
Racing,
less
same thing.
I mean, you
like
still
it's
got to
a
go to
real-
the dealer and buy it from the dealer.
yeah,
They're still gonna rip you off.
or get scalped by the guy who cleans them out when they.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
Either way, you're getting through, but at least you're getting something that's authentic. You can still feel the same about it.
Oh,
you know?
100%, right?
And pulling a full loop to that is like there's companies like GMR. GMR is VR Wheels.
Okay.
VR Wheels is the biggest lip and barrel supplier in North America. GMR Wheels recently came out, I mean maybe 5 years ago, started coming out with a lot of controversial designs. It came out with a lot of stuff that looks exactly like these other wheels. However, they have improved the design and the manufacturing. They're using fully forged faces as opposed to old cast wheels that were like technology from the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So those guys have come out. The big one was I think it's called the GMR Vogue, which is basically Blitz 03, which Blitz 03s are not a nice wheel. They, like, I don't, styling wise is irrelevant. They are not a well-built wheel.
Yeah.
They were built affordably back then. They look cool then, cool. GMR came out with a fully forged version of that same kind of design. It's a little bit different, but they've improved it 1,000,000%. And 90% of the people that are running Blitz 03s that have been rebuilt now are running VRs, lips and barrels anyways. So you're already running a 2/3 of a
GMR
rep
wheel.
wheel to begin with.
Oh,
so what's the
jeez.
difference of having a better face
Yeah.
in your already 2/3 rep wheel?
Yeah.
Right? So
At least that's in a case too where the wheel.
I think like finally died. I gutted it completely and like got a tilt load and just
Are we
dragged
back
it
in?
home. So
All right.
We're rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have much longer.
Let your ginger ale away, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so basically as we head into our last little bit here, just a couple like small things I guess we can kind of touch on. But as a wheel builder, guy that imports wheels, basically knows all the wheels, you know the history of them. Tell me brands that you should go for, maybe brands to kind of stay away from. Again, I don't want to put any shade on companies and stuff like that, but yeah, kind of touch on that. What's an overpriced wheel nowadays? Which one is a best value wheel? What would you say when it comes to that stuff?
anything Japanese build is fantastic. Like
Yeah.
I don't think there's a Japanese company I can think of that makes a wheel in Japan that I don't like, quality wise at least. Styling is relevant. But there's a lot of American companies that have come out and started making all these wheels, and they don't have the same care and like finesse when they're building a wheel, right? So that's the biggest thing I see. And like we do a lot of repairs on those kind of wheels that come in and like they're manufacturer flaws. It's very rare that we'll get a wheel in from Japan where it's like it leaks from the flange right out of the box. That
Yeah.
almost never happens. Whereas like there's American stuff that like you get wheels that are out of balance, they've got loose hardware in them, stuff like that. And it's just QC things. And I mean, a lot of these companies are new. They're not SSR. They're not Work, who's been in business for 40 years.
Yeah.
They are new to the game. So I mean, they are learning this stuff. But there's just like weird things that you'll notice on a lot of those American wheels. Like for instance, valve stems get bolted into the inner barrels before the lip and the face go on. And now you need to pull the lip and the face off in order to change the valve stem.
Oh,
valve stem's a service item.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, let me undo
Didn't think
40
about that.
bolts, retorque everything,
Oh my
just to get the
gosh.
valve stem out. So that's kind of aggravating. So
I mean, you don't have to name the company, but like, who does that?
it's pretty much any of the American three-piece companies.
Really?
It's a really common thing, and it's just because they use the M8 hole that's
Yeah.
cut for hardware for the valve to go through, which
Okay.
is perfect when the valve stem is 8 mil wide, and you just piece everything together, off we go. And it's something we typically modify. We pull one of those wheels apart, we open up those holes, we open up the lip, the barrel, everything, so we can service those valves. But that's just a really common thing, you know, like something that shouldn't be happening. So I get
Yeah.
wheels that come in, it's like, oh yeah, like my tire guy ripped this valve stem off, and now you have to split and build a wheel again because you have to replace a $5 valve stem. So
No kidding, man.
yeah, so that's kind of stuff. I mean, like I said, anything Japanese, you'll never have that.
So Works,
So,
Volts,
Work, SSR,
Yeah.
anything from Rays is going to be fantastic.
Blitz.
Yeah.
I know the Blitz 03s.
I'm not a big fan of the quality of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the casting on them way back in the day was not good. We've tried polishing them. I've our other polisher, Sean, he polished a set of those, and it was a nightmare because as soon as you
Really?
strip the paint off, the aluminum was sort of like 40 grit sanding. It was so rough, and like those wheels come in, they're always cracked, they're always bent, they're just
But we had
Not
John, like he had those ABSs, the Model 5s, I think.
Yep.
I think they're known
Yep.
for cracking too.
yeah. I've done a couple crack repairs on those,
Yeah.
And that's just a common thing. Those are old wheels. Like, those wheels were built in like 1996.
Yeah.
Like find me ISs with rockers missing, right? I mean that's just old stuff breaking,
Yeah.
right? But like those wheels new, it's typically very good.
Yeah.
But
And what would be like in your eyes right now? I know there's a big selection. The best value wheel you think for the money, whether it's new, whether if you can find a set, like what would you?
I want to
like,
know
say?
the to buy now investment wise.
But
Yeah.
if I knew
What's
that, I
the
wouldn't
wheel?
Here's a
have
wheel.
sold any of my
The
work
bling
clips or
list.
03s.
It's gonna win you get them show
Yeah,
up.
everyone here, hey, all the wheel
Yeah.
collectors are they just started
Ooh,
watching
what's
now.
next?
What,
So-
yeah, you tell them
Yeah.
whatever you have now,
in
so
honesty,
that they go up.
Yeah.
if we knew, I mean, we wouldn't have winter beat those R32 Skylines. We
Yeah.
wouldn't have like
Yeah.
thrown these cars in the garbage. S13s were $1,000. Now they're $8,000 rolling shell, no motor, right? I mean,
know what you got,
if
right?
we knew what was going to be the next one, we'd all be millionaires.
That's true.
So
Oh, absolutely.
I can't say for sure.
I'm starting to become. I love. I think they're. I can't pronounce it properly, but the Minerveras.
Minervas? Yeah.
Dude, I saw a guy named Andy. I think it was Andrew. He had his S13 at Japan Classic last year. Dude, he had them on the S13 coupe with the skeleton in the side.
Oh yes.
I was like, I kind of fell in love with them, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're cool wheels.
Yeah,
They're cool wheels.
I really like them. But last two things before we go. Next place you're gonna go visit? You have in mind?
Yeah, so we're headed to Japan with Serial 9 April 25th or something like that to early May.
Cool.
And that's going to be just a ton of car stuff.
Yeah.
Serial 9's going over, hang out with the Toro House guys and everything in Yokohama. Just see a lot of the track side of things, which I think will be great because I've not gone out to a lot of the tracks just because we don't typically like rent a van to go out and travel and stuff. Like most of the tracks are 2 to 3 hours outside of your normal city, right? So not the easiest to get a train to, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's gonna be really good.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm really psyched for that one.
And what makes a good beer for you? Because you are a big beer connoisseur.
No, what is it with the wheel guys and
Yeah, they love
True,
our,
true,
they
because
love our IPA
Alex and I
stuff.
too. Like
Yeah, so
Alex is a big beer
every
guy
time I
as
see
well.
him,
Alex,
it's like some big chicken sandwich and like a really
Chicken
good.
sandwiches are
Like
another
Alex,
key
yeah.
thing in my
he's
life.
from Rare Spec Wheels, which is funny how actually with my experience getting my wheels built, I just was looking for barrels. I saw him; he always posts some cooler cars, so he got me the barrels. I told him that I know who you are. He's like, okay, I'll send it to Blaine. So that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
But all I see, both of you
It's
guys,
beer.
I swear 50% of your
Yeah,
stories
it's beer.
is like some
Yeah.
craft beer I've
We,
never heard of.
Barrels and beers. That's how
Yeah,
it rolls, man.
dude, that should be your podcast, dude. Barrels and beers.
Oh, there we go. Everybody guys got a podcast. Honestly, it might have something to do with the amount of stress that we have to deal with dealing with like the mathematical side of building wheels and everything. Like talking offsets with people, it's like if I get like 4 beers in, I'm not talking offsets anymore because I'm not counting very good. So
What do they say? If it has tires or turbos, we're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite beer at all?
it changes.
Yeah, like from
I've-
different. It could be anywhere. You've had it in the States. You've had it in Japan. Like anything that really stuck out.
When I'm in Japan, acai is just the move.
100%. No doubt.
Suntory Premium Malt, which is the dark blue can for in Japan. That's a good
nice.
drinker. It's a little bit more expensive, it's like 220 yen, so it's like $2.
Yeah.
But whereas like an acai is like 180 yen, so very
Yeah.
cheap, and you can drink 1,000 of them. But no, like my staple for a long time has either been Sierra Nevada, which is out of Northern California, and Lagunitas, which are both IPAs. They were kind of the ones that got me on to like weird beers. So yeah, they're hard to get in Canada, which sucks. And like a 6-pack is like
Yeah.
$20. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a treat. You get a 6-pack and be like, oh, okay, that was not worth $20, but
So next time
Okay.
we're on the podcast, we'll have some beverages for you to sample.
Yes.
yeah.
We have to. We still got to do Snack Attack Motorsports.
Yes, we do.
We can change that, but I really appreciate you coming on here. I know the boys do as well. We appreciate not only like good dude, but you've helped myself out. You've done Vincent's wheels too. The 2 wheels in the front here will be going to your shop at some point. But yeah, I can't thank Faf Subaru as well for
Thank you so
hosting
much.
us in here.
Why don't you
facilities.
show how people can get a hold of you if you're
Yes.
looking to get?
I'm pretty easy. Righteous Garage on Instagram, righteousgarage@gmail.com. I don't really answer my phone, so shoot me a message. I'm faster on Instagram than I am on a phone call, and I can't document the things you're telling me in a phone call unless I'm writing it down. So yeah, just shoot me a message, tell me what you're after, and that's easiest. And yeah, I'm pretty accessible.
We will see you at DXN
Yep.
Invitational,
Yep.
Saturday, June 14th, in Castor Fairgrounds, Part 2, Volume 2,
Volume
to be
2.
exact. You're going to be there again with the Blit,
Got
I
to
think.
get Blitz coming, so we can bring some gear
Nice.
to do part of a booth.
Yep.
And possibly the S15. I don't know. We'll find out
Perfect.
what's working, what's broken by the time we get there. So.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it, brother.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Blaine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, Dorioko Streetworks on Instagram, Kaizo Supply Co. on Instagram as well. We have so much coming for you guys this summer, from track days to shows to everything. So we're definitely looking forward to getting back into the swinging thing here. So
Just save the date
yes.
a little bit.
September.
Little lead. September 20th. Please save the date. We'll keep you
Yes.
guys posted.
Yes, a lot of good stuff coming your way. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Sweet.
We made it. We're done.
That face says the camera's not working either right now.
So anyway,
Do I
I
tell
started studying my words there because I was getting dry. I was like, shit. Oh my gosh. Okay. That
you
was
got
not bad,
honestly,
eh?
you got to
Chill.
animate. You got to have to find someone to do stick figure animation for the parts that are missing.